getting back a little bit to kind of your management style, you said something that was really interesting. And so, first of all, when you're talking about how successful your group is, when you create that environment where you're just having fun, you're working, man, you've got to have detectives beating down your door going, "Hey, I want to go to the DEA task force. I want to be part of that." But what I found really interesting that you said was finding people's pieces of the puzzle. So, like, I interviewed another DEA supervisor, Tim Schoonmaker, and he said, "Look, not everybody can be a case maker."
Right.
And in his case, he's like, "Look, this guy wasn't a good case maker, but he was fabulous on surveillance." So it's very interesting listening to you almost talk about the same exact thing that he did. And I know he was a good supervisor as well. It's really interesting to see kind of that same similarity between the two of you.
Well, no, you got to maximize people's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some of my bosses did that with me too. They knew where I'd be effective.
I totally get it and I understand what you're saying, but what boggles my mind, and I guess it doesn't boggle my mind because everybody's different, is you and I have both had supervisors that don't understand that.
Right.
Right? And it's like, why don't you guys get it? You guys could just, all you have to do is support the mission, do the job, pretty much leave the detectives and agents alone. Hopefully they make you look good and inevitably.
Part of that flaw though with
Yeah.
whomever is
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
is their pride gets in the way.
Right.
That's what gets in the way. I am perfectly fine to surround myself with the smartest guys in the world and let them do their job and just keep them out of trouble.
Right.
I don't need to be the guy with the spotlight shining on me.
Yeah.
There's so much talent. And I think if you put that aside, it lets a lot of things blossom.
Yeah.
That's saying it
Because for some reason there are guys that go, instead of just, I've got to put my thumb on somewhere, and you're just making things worse. Yeah.
right. And I think the people who do that, they don't have as good of results as the people who don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so ultimately, you do such a great job in Midland that they force you to promote.
Well, yeah, another interesting story. So I was at a point in my career, because I started at 22. I could have retired at 48.
Yeah.
Now I was beyond that point in Midland, and my daughter was out of high school, going to Texas A&M now. My son still had another, guess about a year and a half to do. And my goal was not to have them move around in high school, because I think high school is very important for kids and their development and everything. And so I was pretty much set. I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't have to go anywhere for DEA. I mean, they thought I retired years ago, that I was dead because of Midland, Texas. Other than they see me pop up on the DEA web page with pictures from seizures, and because DEA was very big in the PR department at that time.
Yeah.
And it was, I kind of came to a crossroads, right? We were going so great, and I was like, once you get on top, if you want to say you're on top, at least for my AOR at the time,
Mm-hmm.
it gets harder and harder to stay there.